AITA for not giving the dollhouse I built to my niece, but to my wife as a gift? Original post. 28M, made my wife, 28F, a replica of a house that's known to fans of a musician, but wouldn't mean much to others. It's about 2 feet tall and wasn't very complicated to build, but my wife had said a few times over last year that she thought it would be cool to have for little trinkets. She's like a crow with her trinkets. I love it. She didn't know I was making it for her, but I did sneakily involve her in its creation through having her make a couple TikToks when we were out together, so I could get the colors right. She has no idea, lol. I was excited, so I showed a picture to my brother. He told me it was cool, but didn't get the purpose. He showed it to my niece, Ava, 13F, who knew what it was and said she wanted one too. My brother asked if I would give it to Ava for her birthday. I said no, it's for my wife, but I could make one with Ava. It would help teach her some basic woodworking skills which they don't do in schools here anymore. I'd like that. Brother said if it was so easy, then I could make a second one for my wife and just give this one to Ava since her birthday is the end of the month. Again, I said no, this was done specifically for my wife. He seemed to accept that, but then came back to me and said, isn't it a little weird to make a dollhouse for an adult woman? I told him it's not a dollhouse, just a fancy shelf. He argued that makes it worse because Ava would actually play with it. He must have gone to complain to Mom about it. He is the younger brother, because Mom called me to tell me that it was stupid to give my wife a dollhouse. I tried to explain that it's not a dollhouse, but she just kept saying, that's stupid. This weekend I was at their house, and Ava kept bringing up the house and laying it on thick with statements like, I've always wanted one just like it. She kept asking why my wife wanted a dollhouse. I said it's not a dollhouse, but she kept asking why she needed a dollhouse. I told my brother that he was encouraging his kid to be manipulative, and I really didn't like it, so I was going to leave. He told me that I was dangling the house over her head like McDonald's and teasing her, and that it made me a bad uncle. Being a good uncle is important to me, and I do feel for the girl because she's a big fan too. I admit I have a blind spot for this because I don't have kids, and maybe I shouldn't have shared the picture with my brother to begin with. Am I really the asshole for not just giving it to her? Yes, it was easy to make, and I could make another quickly. Sorry guys, Ava isn't my brother's biological daughter. There's a long story involved that I didn't want to add, but I should have realized the age would be surprising. I still see her as my niece regardless, but I get why that would be alarming. Nothing bad happened or anything. People's opinions. And yeah, your brother is being weirdly entitled, and he's encouraged Ava to act like a nuisance about it too. Your solution to make one with your niece sounded like a really nice idea. At this rate, I wouldn't be willing to help her make one, or make one for her at all. This is ridiculous behavior from your brother, and now his daughter is being influenced. Unacceptable. Do not cave in on this. India, what a weird request. If you could make another quickly, you could maybe even have Ava's done by the end of the month. I don't get what your bro is trying to instill in his daughter by wanting someone else's item instead of waiting for her own, when she could be a part of making a customizing. I wonder how he is even phrasing this to her. Do them all a favor and don't budge on your wife's gift, but do follow through and make one with Ava. NTA. Your family sounds weirdly entitled and judgmental. You should be able to share pictures of things you make without the expectation being you'll hand it over. It was really kind of you to offer to make one with your niece. I have no idea why that was turned down. I wish my kids had an uncle like you willing to teach them how to make things. You did nothing wrong. I hope your wife enjoys the gift. NTA. Your brother, mom, and niece are manipulative, including shaming you for gifting the house and why a wife would want it. Why can't they be happy about your project and the joy you two are experiencing? He shared the image with her, not you. You are not responsible to cave to him or your niece who has not been taught basic manners. Do not cave. No one in your family is recognizing you are creating a cool item to surprise your wife. It's not up for discussion. If your niece wants to learn woodworking or you want to build her a separate house, broach the subject in Feb. Post the house gifting to your wife. NTA, but your brother absolutely is. Honestly, it sounds like he wants to get her an amazing gift and take a bit of the credit for himself. Avo is a kid, and if she asks about it again, just say something like, I'm so glad that you like it. I've been making this one as a gift for someone else, but if you want, we can make another together. Sure, it ignores what your brother wants, but if she really does want one, she'll say yes, and you get to spend some quality time with her. If your brother then says no, he's the one who looks like the asshole to her.